Hi, my name is Izzy, and today I'll be reviewing Ouran Highschool Host Club. Created by Bisco Hattori, a manga called Ouran Highschool Host Club was created in 2006 and ran out to 2010, I believe, and then was created into an anime from April of 2006 to September 2006. And then there was a television drama that was created in 2011. I'll show clips in a bit, but anyway, we're reviewing it today, and today we're just reviewing the anime because that's what I wanted to do. But I'll be spewing facts from the television drama, from the manga too, telling my thoughts about it, and yeah. So if you don't already know the show, I will give a little summary right now. Haruhi Fujioka is a bright scholarship candidate with no rank or title to speak of, a rare species at Ouran High School, an elite academy for students of high pedigree. When she opens the door to music room number 3, hoping to find a quiet place to study, Haruhi unexpectedly stumbles upon the host club, led by the princely Tomki, the club whose other members include the Shadow King Kyoya, the mischievous Hitachin twins, and the childlike Hanino Zuka and its strong protector Mori. It is where handsome boys with too much time on their hands entertain the girls in the academy. In a frantic attempt to remove herself from the host, Haruhi ends up breaking a vase worth 8 million yen and is forced into becoming an eccentric group's errand boy to repay her enormous debt. However, thanks to her convincingly masculine appearance, her naturally genuine disposition towards girls, and her fascinating commoner status, she is soon promoted to a full-time male host and plunged headlong into glitzy whirlwind and elaborate cosplays, rich food, and exciting shenanigans that only the immensely wealthy Ouran Host Club can pull off. Basically, the show is about Haruhi Fujioka just trying to hide her gender while also hosting for the host club. So that was the synopsis and summary. So now here's the part of the video where I tell you my thoughts and feelings about the show and what could have been made better if they were to make a season 2, or to continue it, or to remake the whole entire show. Because if they can remake Fruits Baskets, I'm pretty sure they could remake Ouran High School Host Club. That's a fact. Now, storyline. The storyline is pretty good. It kind of strayed off from the actual manga because the manga wasn't finished at the time of creating the anime, but it's pretty good for the show, where they had to make their own ending for the show, which I like the ending for the show. If they could have made it at least a bit more better with the details and whatnot. The manga ending was pretty good too. I like the. Now here's a spoiler. There's a spin-off novel. After high school, Haruhi goes to America, in New York, I believe, to go to college, and then all of a sudden she meets up with Tamaki, and Tamaki's like, yeah, I followed you here. That sounds weird, but it's actually quite adorable if you read the manga. Tamaki goes ahead and says, yeah, I'm gonna live with you now, and the host club ends up following them because, the host club doesn't want to be left behind, and obviously they're, the greatest friends ever, so, goals, anyway, but yeah, the ending for it was quite adorable, in my opinion, and Kyoya, at the ending, when he gets out of high school, he ends up becoming, I think I think he ends up making his own company, or he either becomes the head of the company. I need to fact check that. But he becomes, he has his own company, I guess, and he's some businessman. But he has a cat, and he looks, I'll put a picture right here, because I have a picture. But anyway, so the storyline was pretty great, so I'll give that at least a 6 out of 10, because it's not perfect, but it's not, what's the word? Terrible. It's not perfect, but it's not terrible. Now for the character backgrounds and whatnot. So the characters, they're, quite diverse. If you, with every anime, the characters need to, have interesting things about them. So let's start off with Haruhi. Haruhi, she's poor. Well, she's not poor, but she's a middle-class citizen. But to rich people in the show, that they believe she's the poor people, with the raggedy clothes and whatnot and all that, begging for food and whatnot, and she lives with her dad, who is a cross-dresser, I believe, and he, oh my god, he is, like, one of the best dads in anime. Ronka is, the name he goes by in the anime, but he has a different name. I forgot what's his actual name, but he goes by Ronka. Best dad in anime, I guess. And then we move on to Tamaki. Tamaki Suo. He is a flamboyant type character who actually is very sad if you, like, get to know him more. His family life is kind of odd because his mom and dad, his mom's French and his dad's Japanese, and they had him together, but his grandma, who is Japanese, did not like the fact that she's kind of racist. So she's like, oh no, you can't be French, and all that, you know, because she doesn't want their bloodline to be, like, tampered with by other, like, cultures or whatever, you know. But that's why he's blonde. He gets that from his mom, and his blue eyes, I guess he also gets that from his mom. Anyway, so his family life is more of a, they kind of see him as a unwanted, but at the same time, they need him, so that's why they keep him around. If not, they would have, like, left him with his mom in France, but his mom is back in France, still, like, I think she was sick, and they had to keep her alive as a promise to Tamaki. I remember something like that. Anyway, so there's that, and then they went to go, yeah, the Tamaki and Kyoya had to go find them at some point, had to go find her, his mom, but enough about that rambling. So Tamaki's family life is not that good, but then again, a lot of characters' families' lives is not that good. Now we move on to Kyoya. Oh my god, Kyoya, my best boy. He's my favorite character. One of my favorite characters from the show. So Kyoya, his family life is not the best, I would say, out of all the characters. So what happens is, his family doesn't really pay a whole lot of attention to him. He tries his best to try to get the company, because he wants to become the head of the company. But his dad kind of just looks down upon him, and his brothers, who barely got to do anything as children, are getting things such as more money, cars, more company opportunities and whatnot, while Kyoya has to work himself, almost, I think in the manga he almost overworks himself. I need to go back and reread it, but he's just working off all this while his brothers did not have to do anything, and he's goes from a character who's just I have no friends because I choose to be secluded from people and to continue working, to I have friends and this is nice, and that's good character development, and I love Kyoya. He's my best friend. Now the Hitachian twins, Hikaru and Kaoru. I remember that their storyline was, people couldn't really tell them apart, because, they're twins, and they were always dressed the same, other than the fact that at one point their mom, I believe, dressed them both as girls. I think that was in the manga. Yeah, but that happened. Yeah, so they had this thing where the only people who could tell them apart is themselves, and, I think that's all I could remember from them, but, yeah, that's pretty cool, but then they slowly, drift off from each other and learn that they don't have to be around each other all the time, and other people can tell who they are, because with Haruhi, she was able to tell them both apart by how one acts and, how they speak and whatnot, So, I like that character development. Now, with Honey Senpai, he was put in he was like a kendo master, or something like that. I don't know. Wait, no, Mori Senpai did kendo. They did karate, something like that. I forgot what form of it was, but it was something like that. He was the oldest, I believe, out of him and his brother, where he had to be good at fighting and whatnot, so he could be the head of the family when he gets older. which his brother did not want, because his brother found that it was odd that how he was in the anime. They made it so that he was like, how could he eat so much candy and cake in one night and it all be gone, and like in a small body. Honey Senpai's short as hell. But yeah, so he figured out that he doesn't have to be like tough and broad all the time, where Tamaki had taught him that he could like cute things, because Honey Senpai always had a thing for cute things all the time, you know? So he's just like, I can like cute things while also being scary, so he just does that, you know? And then with Mori Senpai, his family is more of a serves Honey Senpai's family. They're cousins, I think. But like, I forgot what happens in his like background, cause like Mori Senpai, he's like really like not talkative. But I remember like when he's sleepy, he talks a lot. So that yeah. I remember that was funny. Anyway, but I think that he had this thing where he would like think that's all he was good for. I think that's what it was. I don't know, but like, don't listen to anything I say about Mori Senpai, because I'm probably wrong. But I think that's what that's his thing, his background. But then he's like, oh, I don't always have to like be protective, and I can like talk and whatnot, you know. And he's a cool character if you actually like pay attention to him, since he's like so quiet and like he's in most frames a lot. And then there's oh yeah, I think that's it. Oh, and then there's that other host member, the redhead. I forgot his name, but I think he was just a thing for the anime. I forgot. Anyway, he becomes friends with Mori Senpai, and an apprentice. Oh, and then Renge, the host club's manager. Her thing was that she thought that Kyoya was gonna marry her, and she's like a good slapstick character if you think about it. She doesn't have like a whole lot of character development. She goes from, oh, Kyoya senpai, marry me, to, oh, I'm the Close Hub's manager, which they don't actually think of her as a manager, but she's there a lot of the time, and she just like is funny, I guess. Her and her laugh. Yep. So I give that at least a 8 out of 10. The characters, they're like well written. Sometimes there's like something that's put into there like that you think. Sometimes there's like problems that the characters have where they weren't really written out as well, you know. So there's no really conclusion for some things. But like other than that, the characters are pretty well written. I give it out of 8/10. Next I will talk about the things that weren't put into the anime that were in the manga. So, a couple of the things that weren't put in the anime and the manga was, Mori Senpai's brother and Honey's girlfriend. Honey has a girlfriend, she's from the occult club, and Mori has a little brother. Yeah, they weren't put into the anime because they were later introduced into the manga way after the anime had ended, so if you would ever get a new anime adaptation, I hope that both the Honey Senpai's girlfriend and Mori's brother would appear in the anime. And then later on in the manga, both Honey Senpai's and Mori Senpai's brother goes on to make their own host club, but it's more of like an animal type club, because they like animals, and so it's more of based outside type thing, but I guess it's more of an just like a little farm club. I don't know, but it's something like that, and I think it's cute because they wanted to continue making the club like their older siblings did, and that was nice. But yeah, things that they can make better with if they ever do remake it or to continue it, just go off the manga. I like, if you can't, like, easy. It's like a slice of life comedy rom-com, you know? There's not really a whole lot that could be hard. The source material's there, it's finished. Just getting the cast members to come back and voice the characters would be great. Vic Mignogna and Michael J. Tatum, you know? Anyway, so, this has been my review. Sorry if this was more of a tangent type thing and more of a everywhere, cause I wasn't reading the script anyway. So sorry if this was more of a like weirdly worded thing, but I'm just voicing my opinion at this point. The other part was more of a scripted type thing. I had to take many retakes, so there might be. If you guys liked the video, please subscribe, and I will. I'll be posting almost every Sunday, and if I don't post, then I'll probably post Monday. But I'll also be putting videos, like, just smaller videos in between every Sunday, so you guys can be entertained while during quarantine. But anyway, I hope you guys stay safe. Please subscribe, and if you want to join my server on Discord, it's in the link below, along with my other social medias. And I'll see you guys next Sunday, or in between.
It's that boy again. I mean, that cocky motherfucker, all he do is win. I mean, that exorcist, a lover, call me some undercover. And I put that rubber, those sweet.